Greetings from Almaty. It's been a long day, 12 hours travel door to door, but here I am in Almaty. Let me show you outside. It's cold. Good morning from Almaty in Kazakhstan. Not the usual tourist destination for a Brit, but this is my fourth visit. And on this trip, I'm going to film a little bit of what I see, what I do, and show you what it's like here in Almaty. So I'm walking through typical residential streets here. Lots of old Soviet housing. I found a US van. As you can see, there's been quite a lot of snowfall for many days here. There's the US van, little truck. Good evening from Almaty. I'm walking down by the river, which is totally frozen, as you can see. I'm just going to walk back up through one of the parks, one of the many parks in Almaty, and walk back towards the apartment. It's a good place to walk. Almost every street in Almaty is tree-lined. It is nicer in spring. There's a lot of snow on the ground, and it's still about -5, -6. So I think there's more snowfall forecast for the next few days, but as you can see, there's a lot that's been scraped to the sides to make it safe for walking. Oh goodness. Today I'm heading to the mountain resort of Shymbulak. I started by taking the number 45 bus from my apartment, passing the city mayor's office, before switching to the number 12 bus. This travels along Madeo Road, about 16 miles south of Almaty. Here you'll find the world famous Medeo ice skating rink, which first opened in 1951. This high altitude rink, sitting at 1,691 metres above sea level, is the highest winter sports complex in the world. From here is a short walk down to the cable car, which takes you up to the Shymbulak ski resort. If you fancy a hike, you might want to take the 842-step health staircase. Originally built to access the dam, it's now a popular workout for hikers. There was a slight delay on the way up when the cable car had to stop, not ideal for anyone with vertigo. But before long, we were moving again. Shymbulak is located in the upper part of the Medeo Valley, at an altitude of 2,200 metres above sea level, and it's the largest ski resort in Central Asia. If you're not skiing, like I wasn't, it's a fantastic place to relax, enjoy great food and drink, and take in the fresh mountain air. As the sun began to set, I'd left it a little too late to get to the summit and had to immediately make my way back down the mountain. Right, we've got to go. The cable car's closing and we need to make our way down from the top of the mountain.
Visitors of the Shymbulak Mountain Reserve. The gondola route is closed now.
So, if you're visiting Almaty, I'd highly recommend a visit to Shymbulak. Good morning. It's another very bright, very cold start to the day here in Almaty, about -6 degrees. I need to head out, get some breakfast, get a coffee, and then get my day started. So let's go. Oh, it's a very bright day today. Fresh. Well, it's not snowed in several days, but as you can see, it doesn't go anywhere fast. It's stayed sub-zero for the whole week. But there's workers out clearing the roads. They try and keep the pavements safe for walking. So I'm just going to head up here to these shops. There's a coffee shop. Hopefully get something for breakfast. God, this looks slippery. This looks very slippery. Bloody hell it is. Right, I'm going to go in here. Got my coffee, got my breakfast. I'm going to head back, get some work done. It's not too bad. Right, into the apartment. This is where I'm staying. Let's take the lift up. Second floor. God, I needed that. You find that all apartment blocks in Almaty seem to be really well heated. Come on. Hey, we're in. So I'm just walking out from the apartments. Behind me you can see the Forum Mall shopping centre in Almaty. We're in the south of the city right now, and on a clear day you'd be able to see the mountains. But unfortunately today it's quite hazy. The city is rapidly developing, and whilst we have a lot of older Soviet housing, like you see behind me, the other side, we've got these incredible modern apartment blocks, which now dominate the skyline. The red and white striped tower you can see in front of me is from a boiler house. They run these in the city during the winter months to run the heating for the local residents. This right here is the Almaty Theatre. And as we pan round, you'll see one of the most iconic buildings here in Almaty, which is, I don't know what it's called actually, but it's glass, it's pointy, and it's very distinctive. This is the park of the first president, very grand building behind me, one of the many parks here in the city. Oh my goodness, it's slippery. Gee whiz. Good morning from downtown Almaty. I've headed across the city to an older part of the town, and I'm on the hunt for a Soviet mosaic. I've gone full Mr. Bald style today, so I'm doing some Soviet adventurising. And right behind me, you can probably see that building there. Let's take a closer look. So this is a late Soviet mosaic depicting some cosmonauts. Unfortunately, the trees are in the way somewhat, but a little bit of history here in Almaty. So in amongst these modern buildings and all these New Year decorations that are still up in February, behind me is quite an incredible old Soviet building. Look at this.
Sözlerдің бәрі айтылды, арғығағын өзің ойлап пайымда. Айналмасын шын сезім ойыңда.
You don't see many of these even in England, and here's a bit of a JDM classic here in Almaty. I can't remember which skyline it is. This is something I wanted to show you. So everywhere in the city you'll see these signs outside apartments. As 2024 had so many earthquakes, and quite severe ones at that, they've put these signs up outside apartments to tell people where to go in the case of an emergency. If that is an earthquake, I'm moving. Keys, can't feel anything. I don't speak Russian, so I don't know what he's saying. I think that's a drill. I assume that's a drill, I'm not going to worry.
Oi-Qaragai, есть Istanbul.
Right, this is the Central State Museum of the Republic here in Almaty. Let's take a look. Spasibo. Entry to the museum costs just 500 tenge, which works out to be about 80 pence. The museum houses a large collection of historical and archaeological artefacts, as well as more modern cultural and political exhibits on the upper floors. The museum was established back in 1931 and was originally located in the Almaty Cathedral, before moving to the current modern facility in 1985. This map shows the diverse ethnic groups that make up Kazakhstan, highlighting their historical regions and cultural influences. The room is filled with traditional costumes, tools and artefacts from each group, offering a glimpse into their unique histories and traditions. The upper floor has exhibits on technology and space exploration. First, we have a model of the Bay communication tower, which is a key landmark in Almaty. Next, we have a model of Sputnik, which is the world's first artificial satellite, launched from Baikonur Cosmodrome here in Kazakhstan. There is also an original cosmonaut suit from the Ostromir mission in 1991. And these models of Buran, which flew once in 1988 from Baikonur. I hope you enjoyed that little walk around the museum here in Almaty. Fascinating place. If I was brave enough, I'd probably check into this hotel for the content, but I'm not. Very old hotel. So this is the Bostandyk Plaza shopping centre. Good afternoon from Republic Square here in Almaty. Behind me is the city mayor's office, this rather imposing Soviet building was a very prominent building here in the city, as Almaty was the capital of Kazakhstan until 1997, when the capital moved to Astana in the north of the country. The Golden Warrior atop this massive obelisk, flanked by these incredible Soviet buildings, signifies Kazakhstan becoming independent in 1991. This monument commemorates the Jeltoqsan uprising in 1986. A few years later, Kazakhstan became independent in 1991. Well, it's now 8 p.m. and I'm back out to show you how this place changes at night. All these buildings take on a very different appearance. We've got a mixture of old architecture, the monuments, and then right behind me, we've got a big LED screen on the side of the building. Good morning from Almaty. I've got my coffee. It's Monday morning and today I'm heading out of the city to Oi-Qaragai. It's a mountain resort about 11 miles from the centre. To get there I'm going to use Yandex Taxi. Download the app Yandex Go and the taxi will usually be with you in a few minutes, even in the middle of the night. It works very much like Uber, and as you can see here, the price to get to Oi-Qaragai today is about 7,000 tenge, which is about £11. So really good value compared to UK prices. Anyway, let's get going. As we make our way out of the city, we pass the Nerli Tau Business Centre and the Almaty Theatre. Common across the former Soviet Union, these distinctive yellow gas pipes are kept above ground for easier maintenance and repairs. Welcome to Lesnaya Skazka, or in Kazakh, Oi-Qaragai. Let's go. Translated from Russian, Lesnaya Skazka means forest fairy tale. Nestled in the foothills of the Trans-Ili-Alatau Mountains, it's a peaceful resort, perfect for skiing, hiking and enjoying nature. It's not a UFO, it's just a massive yurt. Before checking into my Treehouse accommodation, I had lunch at Chashnagiri, a Georgian restaurant with great food in a cosy rustic setting. Right, we're now heading up to the Treehouse Hotel. Спасибо. Right, let's find the treehouse. I'm out of breath. I don't know what the altitude is here, but it's a fair way up. Oh, this is a long way up. (1407, 1408). My goodness, bit of a maze. Looking for 1401. Oh my goodness. Here it is. I'm very glad the snow's melted because this would be treacherous with snow on the many steps. Well, I got it wrong. It wasn't 1401, it is 1404. Oh, we're in. Welcome. There's the bedroom. Take my shoes off first. Oh, very cosy. Nice and warm. That's the bathroom. And then you come outside to this amazing view. Very impressed with that. That is a fantastic place to spend the night. Very cosy, fantastic views of the mountains and the skiing down below. Had a lovely lunch, Georgian food, fantastic. So yeah, let's go and explore. Well, if only I'd known about this way up. That's much easier than walking all the way up there and then back down here again. Behind me you'll see this track. Now this leads up to the top. They have a cart that they take on these tracks to service the tree houses. If you want to visit Oi-Qaragai with your family and friends, you can hire one of these fantastic lodges. So the snow's been quite thick here. I thought this was a wall, but it's not. There are many hiking trails here at Oi-Qaragai. What's the longest one? Bukrayev Peak has a total length of 16,400 metres. I won't do that much today. Whilst in the city it hasn't snowed for 2 weeks, I think they might have had fresh snowfall up here in the mountains. Absolutely beautiful. I won't begin to try and pronounce this, but it translates to place of power. It's a symbolic location within the resort that's believed to hold special energy, where those that touch it can reconnect with nature. But I'm not sure it did much for me. Oh, that's cold. And then my head on here. So back on another ski lift. This one slightly more exposed than the last one, which was obviously an enclosed cable car at Shymbulak. We're heading up to the Pan Asia restaurant up at the top here. The ski lift arrived at 1,820 metres above sea level, bringing me to the 1820 Asian restaurant, one of the highest mountain restaurants in Kazakhstan. After enjoying dinner, I took the ski lift back down and settled in for the night. After a restful night in the treehouse, it was time for breakfast before checking out and heading back to Almaty. This has been the craziest day. I'm now in the Hilton Doubletree 306. Let's see if I can find it. It's very dark in here. Let's have a look. 306. Got my key. Here we go. I'm in. Greetings from Istanbul. Not a video I was expecting to make. It's been a hell of a day. Travel did not go to plan. Normally it's 2-hour layover here in Istanbul and then return to Stansted Airport. The flight from Almaty was delayed by nearly 3 hours this morning, which meant missed the connecting flight. Weather here has been terrible, blizzard conditions, loads of flights cancelled, and the upshot is I got rebooked onto a flight, 5 hours of queuing and admin and confusion But yeah, my flight is now 8:50 p.m. on Sunday, and it should have been about 3 o'clock Friday. So anyway, long weekend, stuck in a hotel in a part of Istanbul I've not been to before. We're miles from like where you want to be for tourism, so probably not much to show you. But yeah, crazy day here in Istanbul, and yeah, I should be home, but I'm not. So one of those things. Good morning from Istanbul. Well, the hotel behind me leads straight into this mall. So I'm going to try and find some essentials, as my bag is still stuck at the airport, so I've got not much with me. But yeah, something to do while I'm stuck here for 48 hours. Sat at the back of the room thinking it was going to be absolutely full, and they're having to walk so far just for me with my soup and bread, and oh well, get the money's worth. Back from dinner, just finishing off some more editing for you guys, including the video you're watching right now. I'm done in. Another day of this tomorrow, and then I'm hopefully, fingers crossed, going home. So let's see what tomorrow brings. Good morning, still here, and as you can see, it started snowing again, and heavier than it was yesterday. So I do hope there are no further delays. I've checked into my flight for tonight. All being well, I'll be out of here, but let's see what happens. Mad. finally back at the airport, back where I was 48 hours ago, but the flight appears to be on time, so making my way to international departures. Let's get the hell out of here. That's it, back at Stansted. 72 hours since I left the apartment in Almaty, and now I'm back to this. Rain, wind. Anyway, like and subscribe.